where many others have failed. They and you should be extremely proud of their accomplishments. It is my honor and privilege to introduce today's guest speaker, Sergeant Major William Pouliot. Sergeant Major Pouliot has served within our ranks for over 16 years. Sergeant Major Pouliot has held every leadership position in the 75th Ranger Regiment, from team leader to operations sergeant major, and was recently selected as the next command sergeant major of 3rd Ranger Battalion. Sergeant Major Pouliot has graduated from various military courses to include Airborne, Ranger, Jumpmaster, Pathfinder, Military Freefall, Air Assault, Sea Level C. Sergeant Major Pouliot.
Thank you for that welcome, and if you want, the rest of that's in your pamphlet. Hey, what a great day! Beautiful weather. It's kind of uncommon weather because today's probably about, I don't know what you guys say, about 10 degrees hotter than it's been in the last 8 weeks. Yeah, a couple little smiles. There's actually 10 degrees cooler, but uncommon weather today. Good afternoon. Command Sergeant Major Albertson, Sergeant Majors, Command Sergeants Major Retired Hall, Nolan, Sergeant Major Horbay, and all the rest of you out there that I'm not going to remember. But good afternoon. And other distinguished guests, friends, family, and most importantly, the graduates of Ranger Assessment and Selection Class 0914. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out to today's graduation ceremony and give a special thanks to First Sergeant Ironman for allowing me the opportunity to speak today. Friends and family, I hope you all had a safe trip to lovely Fort Benning, Georgia. Please take the opportunity while you're here to see some of the historic sites in Fort Benning and the city of Columbus. Your presence here today in support of your sons, brothers, husbands, and friends is a significant opportunity to share this moment as they officially become members of the 75th Ranger Regiment. To the men, stand at ease. Yes, that means you can look at me, so I know you're listening. Never forget what the individuals in the audience mean to you. It is your parents that we can give thanks to for raising such outstanding citizens, which I can attest is not an easy task. Your family will always be there for you. I'll highlight this to ask you to never forget to call them, never forget to remind them what exactly they mean to you. You will never be too busy to call your family. Remember, it's your family that's always going to be there, and the Army will come and go. When thinking about what I was going to come up here and try to say today, I broke it down to 3 things. One is the lifetime achievement that these men have reached and how it's going to set the stage for the remainder of their lives. 2 is family, because family is what matters most. And like I said, they didn't get here today without your efforts as parents for their entire young life. And 3, hopefully shed some light on the regiment so you can understand a little more about what we do. Look at this group of men standing before you. This group of men who not only volunteered to serve their country, but also to go to airborne school and serve in the Ranger Regiment. It's simply amazing. As General George S. Patton once stated, the soldier is the Army. No Army is better than its soldiers. The soldier is also a citizen. In fact, the highest obligation and privilege of citizenship is that of bearing arms for one's country. I could not agree more. These are America's finest citizens. Please join me in a round of applause for these men. Rangers, you've all taken a huge step in your lives just by volunteering for our armed services. Furthermore, to volunteer for the Ranger Regiment, you know you will constantly train to be at the tip of the spear, ready to answer our nation's calling, to bring the fight to the enemies of our country so that your current and future family members can sleep in comfort at night. The Ranger Regiment will continue to be a part of every conflict that our country faces. To put it into some perspective for those in the audience today, I'll hopefully shed some light on what we are charged to do and why it is we have to be the best. As the 26th Chief of Staff of the Army, General Creighton Abrams, stated when creating the 1st Ranger Battalion in 1974, the battalion is to be an elite, light, and most proficient infantry battalion in the world. A battalion that can do things with its hands and weapons better than anyone. The battalion will contain no hoodlums or brigands. And if it is formed with such persons, it will be disbanded. Wherever the battalion goes, it must be apparent that it is the best. This standard has never wavered, and was recently reinforced by the current Chief of Staff of the Army, General Auditorium, when he published his charter. This charter states, the 75th Ranger Regiment remains the most elite infantry force in the world. As the Army's premier Special Operations Raid Force, with over 10 years of continuous combat experience, the Ranger Regiment must carry on its tradition as a standard bearer for discipline and excellence. It must continue to link our Army's brigade combat teams and Special Operations Forces by migrating its best leaders, training, equipment, and warrior ethos to the operational force in unified land operations while actively collaborating with the Army's centers of excellence to further this end. Finally, the 75th Ranger Regiment will stand ready to execute the most difficult joint special operations and forcible entry missions required by our nations. So with hearing that, you can see why it is a privilege to serve in this regiment and why we have to assess and select the right personnel. We are charged to be the best in the Army, and we continue to train to be so. These men have all earned the right to be called Rangers, and the honor that it is to serve in the finest organization in the world. 8 weeks ago, this class started with 165 soldiers. As you face many challenges throughout the course, many of your fellow soldiers did not make it. Today, the regiment welcomes 114 new Rangers into its ranks. I congratulate each and every one of you on your successful completion of the Ranger Assessment and Selection Program. There is not a force in the world that can compare to the lethality of the Ranger Assault Force. You will be trained and led by the best NCOs and officers the Army has to offer. You'll be issued state-of-the-art equipment. You will spend countless hours perfecting battle drills and your shot group. But it is the individual discipline, achieving and maintaining the highest standards that will separate you from other soldiers and organizations in the Army. You must make the commitment and dedication to continue what you've already started, and that is to be the best. Here in a few moments, you will all don your tan berets and put the scroll in your arm. I know it is a proud moment. You should all get chills down your spine as you do it. I ask that you remember this specific feeling. I've never lost that feeling, and it drives me every day. I challenge you to begin creating your legacy now. This legacy is not going to be defined by yourselves. Your actions from this day forward and those Rangers in which you influence in the future will define your legacy for you. You simply decide what path to take in your career. There are two paths. There's the right path and then there's the easy path. To be successful and create the legacy you should want to create is not the easy path. Every day is a challenge. You should not wake up every day and wonder, I wonder how easy today will be. You should wake up and think, I wonder how I can challenge myself today and make my unit better. From the moment you walk out of these doors with that scroll in your arm, you will be a walking example of what right looks like. It does not matter where you are, or when you have that uniform on and are bearing that scroll, people will look to you as the best the Army has to offer. Do not let them or this regiment down. Live up to the expectation and become subject matter experts in everything that you can. Also, listen and learn as much as you can. You men are the future. You are the next generation of leaders in this regiment, and the next generation of Rangers will look to you for the outstanding leadership that they deserve. Don't ever quit. And when you think you are tired and cannot shoulder more than your share of the task, reach deep down and display the intestinal fortitude required to fight on to the Ranger objective. I challenge each of you to always remember and adhere to the Ranger standards. Live the Ranger creed, listen to your leaders, and take care of your Ranger buddy. If you do these things, you will never be wrong. You're all taking a huge step today and joining something much bigger than yourselves. It is no longer about you. It is about the Rangers to your left and right. Here in a few moments, we're going to recite the Ranger Creed. You've all done it many times up to this point, but this will be the first time that you say it as a member of the 75th Ranger Regiment. Let the words sink in and say it with me. Say it with the pride of an airborne Ranger and say it like you're ready to live it the rest of your lives. I would be remiss if I did not take time while I'm up here to mention the Cadre, the selection and training company. Many of these NCOs have recently returned from combat deployments and are now dedicating countless hours to preparing young men to join the ranks of the regiment. A lot of the accomplishment of this class before us are due to the outstanding leadership that these Ranger leaders provide on a daily basis. If you look at the stats, every one of these Rangers up here passed a 5-mile run on their first try. They all passed a 12-mile road march on the first try. They all had pretty nice shot groups even at 400 meters. And this says a lot, especially considering what it looked like when they started, because some of them looked like birdshot at 25 meters. None of this comes naturally. It has to be trained. And the Cadre have trained these men to standard. I ask you that you join me in a round of applause for the Cadres. To the parents, in a few moments, you will have the opportunity to come up on stage and put the scroll on your son's arm. Let me explain the scroll as I have it on my uniform. You will place the scroll on his left shoulder. This scroll signifies the unit he's assigned to. And as you see on some of us seasoned Rangers, we also wear one on our right sleeve. This is a combat patch. You are awarded the privilege of wearing a combat patch of the unit you go to combat with, and this is worn on the right sleeve. I first went to combat in 2002 with 1st Ranger Battalion. Today I have a unique opportunity that places me in your shoes. For those of you who do not know it, my son is following in his dad's footsteps and is in this graduating class today, and going to 1st Ranger Battalion. So while I'm up here on stage, I'm going to do things a little out of order, but I'm going to steal an opportunity. And I'm going to place my 1st Ranger Battalion scroll on his arm. And as you witness me do this, you can understand a little more how you and I can really relate. Ranger Pouliot, post! Maybe one other more proud moment in my life, and that's when I married his mama. So, never before have I been able to truly relate to the parents in the audience, until now, obviously. I'm sure that, just as I do, you all well too remember the days when they're out in the yard playing Army. They're no longer playing Army. If we only knew what them playing Army would really turn into. They are no longer little boys playing Army. They are soldiers, and they are the best soldiers that the Army has to offer. It has been a long journey, and they have succeeded in conquering a dream that they had. This has not been an easy task. Our friends made some pretty good friends in basic training, whom upon completion from basic, went straight on to their units and began their careers. This group of warriors before us signed up for an additional approximately 14 weeks of additional intense training between airborne school and the Ranger Assessment and Selection Program. All because they had the determination to become airborne Rangers. I'm in the same position as all of you in the audience, and I can personally promise you that our sons are in the hands of the best leaders in the Army. Amen. I would not want my son starting out in any other organization. Now our job as parents raising them is complete. Now it is time to stand up and support them. Thank you for raising such outstanding citizens. I know it was not an easy task this day and age to keep them focused and on the right path. We can all stand tall today, proud to have raised them to be the warriors standing before us. Men, you are now Rangers. You are the example for the Army, and you are the future of our Army. I wish each and every one of you a very successful career. Never forget, it is a privilege to serve in this regiment. And I ask that you remember, never stop thinking about the sacrifices our fellow airborne Rangers in the sky have made. May God bless you in your endeavors. God bless the regiment, the Army, and the United States of America. Rangers lead the way.
The Rangers first started wearing the tan beret in July 2001. Tan symbolizes the modern era Ranger while providing a tie to the lineage of past Ranger units. Tan represents the uniforms worn by the first Rangers of Robert Rogers. It also signifies the color of the sand fought on from World War II, continuing on through current combat operations. The beret flash and the 75th Ranger Regiment distinctive insignia combine to represent the 6 combat teams of Merrill's Marauders: red, white, blue, orange, green, and khaki. The insignia affixed to the beret flash is similar to the patch worn by Merrill's Marauders. The black, red, and white on the flash and insignia join to symbolize the colors of the scrolls worn by the Rangers during World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and modern day.
40, move.
The honor graduate for the class is the Ranger whose overall performance was the highest during the course. For his sound judgment, technical competence, and high level of achievement, this award goes to Sergeant Drew Thomsen. The Physical Fitness Award is given to the Ranger who has one of the highest scores on the Army Physical Fitness Test and was chosen by the Cadre for his overall physical performance throughout the course. For his outstanding physical performance, this award goes to Private First Class Bryan Edwards. The awardees will also receive their scrolls and a coin on behalf of the Regimental Commander and Regimental Command Sergeant Major. The Cadre of the Cycle Award is given to the Cadre member who is nominated by the Rangers in the class as being the most professional and the NCO that taught them the most. The award for Cadre of the Cycle goes to Staff Sergeant Franklin Horbay. For demonstrating outstanding leadership and an energetic commitment to training our future Rangers, he will receive an Army Achievement Medal.
Although unofficial during World War II, the Ranger Battalion scrolls were the accepted insignia of the battalions. Sergeant Anthony Rada designed the 1st Ranger Battalion scroll in late 1942. It was to set the standard for most future Ranger and long-range reconnaissance patrol scrolls. The battalions had their scrolls made locally as circumstances permitted, so they were not always available. Black, red, and white were established as the unofficial but traditional colors of the Rangers. The current scrolls are of the same design as the World War II scrolls and were adopted in 1984. When the Chief of Staff of the Army, General Creighton Abrams, ordered the formation of the Ranger Battalions in 1974, he directed that they would be the elite setting the standards for the Army, maintaining a code of ethics, a Ranger philosophy to live by. The Ranger Creed, written by Command Sergeant Major Neil R. Gentry, would encompass this philosophy and would be the hallmark of the spirit, discipline, and duty of all Rangers in peace and war. Command Sergeant Major Gentry was handpicked to serve as the first Command Sergeant Major for the 1st Ranger Battalion. Still today, the Ranger Creed is a way of life, a guide for how Rangers conduct themselves. It is the source that binds through loyalty the individual to his Ranger buddies and to his unit.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the recitation of the Ranger Creed.
Recognize that I volunteer as Ranger. Fully knowing the hazards of my chosen profession. Fully knowing the hazards of my chosen profession. I always never hold prestige. Honor. God Spirit Corps, my Ranger Regiment.
Second stanza of the Ranger Creed. Acknowledge the fact that the Rangers were elite soldiers.
Acknowledge the fact that Rangers were elite soldiers.
Who rise at the cutting edge of battle by land.
Who rise at the cutting edge of battle by land. Or air. I accept the fact that as a Ranger.
My country expects me to move further.
My country expects me to move further. Faster.
My heart than any other soldier.
My heart than any other soldier.
Third stanza of the Ranger Creed. Never shall I fail my comrades.
Never shall I fail my comrades.
I will always keep myself mentally alert.
I will always keep myself mentally alert.
Physically strong.
Physically strong.
Morally straight.
And morally straight.
I'll shoulder more than my share of the task.
Now I'll shoulder more than my share of the task.
Whatever it may be.
Whatever it may be.
100%.
100%.
Then some.
Then some.
Fourth stanza of the Ranger Creed. Gallantly will I show the world.
Gallantly will I show the world.
I'm a specially selected, well-trained soldier.
I'm a specially selected, well-trained soldier.
My courtesy is superior officer.
My courtesy is superior officer.
Needless to dress.
Needless to dress. Carry equipment.
Set the example for others to follow.
Shall set the example for others to follow.
Fifth stanza of the Ranger Creed. Energetic will I meet the enemies of my country.
Energetic will I meet the enemies of my country.
I shall defeat them on the field of battle.
I shall defeat them on the field of battle.
For I'm better trained.
For I'm better trained.
I'll fight with all my might.
And I'll fight with all my might.
Surrender is not a Ranger word.
Surrender is not a Ranger word.
I will never leave fallen comrade.
I will never leave fallen comrade.
You fall to the hands of the enemy.
You fall to the hands of the enemy.
Under no circumstances.
And under no circumstances.
Will I embarrass my country.
Will I embarrass my country.
Sixth stanza of the Ranger Creed. Readily will I display.
Readily will I display.
The intestinal fortitude required.
The intestinal fortitude required.
Fight on to the Ranger objective.
Fight on to the Ranger objective.
And complete the mission.
And complete the mission.
Though I be the lone survivor.
Though I be the lone survivor. Rangers lead the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the graduation ceremony. Families are invited to attend a short brief on the 75th Ranger Regiment in this auditorium. Thank you and have a great weekend.
With operations so black that an Oreo cookie looks all vanilla, one Ranger, one seal, one battle, begin!
Sick with the rap when I bring my flow. I'm spitting faster than your girl, getting off with my photo. And every girl dying just to give me hugs. Soon as I step out of my motherfucking class, buds, top secret missions, you know we never stopping. Walking the bar yelling, bro, I just killed Bin Laden. Published my book and I got movies made. The next step is rapping and I'm here to stay. So let's start. And this might be mean, but you can't act not even better than Charlie Sheen. I see you on Fox News talking about danger. What happened to quiet professional? Oh, that's a Ranger. RASP in Ranger school, stayed up for days and nights just to get to regiment. To slaughter you on this mic, you belong in a boat. Get your ass back in the bay. I know you need a hero, so Rangers lead the way. I'm a predator, a warrior, and a night stalker. You better exfil now, like get to the chopper. Get all your boys together and I'll call you seaman. Funny, that's the same thing that your chick is fiending. See, air and land, I've got years of training. I ball so hard they call me Peyton Manning. I got my perfect push-up and my TRX band, drinking frog fuel, cause I'm the motherfucking man. Operator as fuck, hashtag my nation. Dick so big it needs its own station. You think you're operators, but half of you can't even grow beards. Climb down your ladder, bitch, bottom tier. I got my swick, driving my whip, doing donuts while I'm fighting Ranger Reds off my dick. Hey, come to Buds and we'll make you a believer. But for now, quit rap and stick to airfield seizures. You think you're pretty cool with your static line? How many slots you get to Halo? That's right, get in line. Department of the Navy, bitch, you know who? I get more funding than your regiment, NSW. Your tier line, it doesn't even work, so let me explain to you. You play with the surfboard, you're not in Dev Crew. Call me Chuck Norris, cause I'll kill you with my stare. Your pre-mission checks are hands, eyes, ears. We were smoking dudes before you ever came around. You think making movies is original, bitch? Black Hawk Down. Your ego is so big, I can see it from space. I bet the only picture you masturbate is to your own face. You join the Navy, your life is filled with remorse, just like your girlfriend after she slept with all of Task Force. You think you're spitting so fast, it's like the second I rap. You come in last, initiate a blast. Screw a failure drill, I'm fucking decapitating your ass. Cause I got it and I'm never gonna stop it. I rip it, kill it, conceal it, steal it, reveal it. Boom, to your chest, you know you feel it. And after this rap, I'm gonna outshoot you at the range and give Ranger panties to your team buddy who just had a sex change. Haha.